Hi guys, this is Janet Wakeland with RemarkablyCreated.com. In today's One Take Wonder video, we are going to take a look at the Love Story journaling cards that are one of the sets available in the Project Life by Stampin' Up product line. Project Life by Stampin' Up is a new partnership between Becky Higgins, the founder of Project Life, and Stampin' Up. We are the only direct sales company licensed to carry the Project Life logo and to call ourselves Project Life. So what you will find is that all of our product coordinates with Becky's products, but there's a lot of unique features and benefits to Stampin' Up's Project Life products as well that set us apart. So let's take a look at some of those features. First, one of them is what I'm holding in my hand right now. It's this beautiful custom designed box that was designed for our journaling cards. It is about 2 3/4 by 4.5 inches. It's really, really sturdy, and what's nice is you put a little label on them that's provided, and you can line them up on your shelf, and you can see which kits that you have, and you can grab the one that you want to work with. It's real sturdy, which means that you can grab it and go and take it to a weekend retreat. You can take it on vacation. You can take it to the beach for a weekend of creativity or whatever it is, but it does travel really, really well. When you take the lid off, inside you're going to find 100 journaling cards, and all of our cards are different, and they're designed to be used in portrait or landscape. You'll see the variety here in a minute when I go through them. And then what you'll have in the box, and let me just slide these 4x3 over, so you can see all of our cards fit in the front half of the box. Your journaling pens would sit right here in this little slot, along with a paper piercing tool. I love to keep one on hand to lift up small items like the letters and things like that. The fine point is perfect for that. And then here in the back, you can place 4x6 photos that are photos that you're working with this journaling kit, or with the project that you're working on at that retreat or that crop. Or what you can do is these grid cards are perfect for journaling on, and they're great to always have on hand, and those will fit in here in the back. Or my favorite thing to put in here in the back is the accessory kits. Stampin' Up! Does have accessory kits that coordinate with the journaling cards. Each one of these are sold separate, but when I have them, they fit right here in the back, and it's a perfect place to store those accessory packs that coordinate with it. I know exactly where they're at when I'm looking for them. So that's another option there for you. So let's take a look at these different cards. Oh, and wait a minute, before I'm done with that, don't throw these out when you're done with them. Of course, you can see that these slots would be perfect for any non-Stampin' Up! Cards that you have. Or I also like to cut my designer series paper into 4x6 and 4x3 pieces and keep them on hand, and so this would be great for storing that. This box as well is great for storing your 4x6 designer papers and cardstock pieces that you've cut down. Or the other thing is this becomes a great storage box for your photos or your memorabilia, which is also another way that I use them. I simply then just cover the label with what's now in this box that I've switched it over to. So don't throw your boxes out. They have great use. So as I mentioned, there is 100 cards, and they are all different. One of the other features and benefits of Stampin' Up's cards is that they coordinate with our product line. So they use colors from our 48 colors and our 10 in colors, which means that it matches our cardstock, our ribbons, our embellishments, our ink pads. So lots of cross coordination, which is going to give you a really pretty cohesive look as you work on them. Those products also give you the opportunity to alter them. And that's one of my favorite things of this love story, is the black and gray color scale is just crying to be altered and gives you lots of possibilities. So when you look at it as I go through it, I'm sure you'll start to think outside the box, and I'll try to plant a little bit of seeds for you too. So let's take a look at these. I'm going to lay this one aside because we're going to use it for something. But you can see there, and that one we can also do something with. But just look at the fun pieces. Just little squiggles. Doesn't have to be for a wedding, even though we called this love story. I can see streamers. I can see turning it that way and adding some balloons to it. So just some great options for you. Just some wonderful little dots. Yes, this one says Mr. and Mrs., but this side is great. And we don't always see both sides in our album. So I love when they get lines like this. They're great for journaling in between. Look at that, nice generic, perfect for a little boy's album. Another one that's Mr. and Mrs., but going the different direction. Perfect pair. Oops, what's on the other side, so you can see diagonals. Again, lots of possibility for alterations. Proms. school dances, first dates, anniversaries, starlit nights, just generic word bubbles that you can use on any layout, Valentine's Day. What I love about you, that could be in anybody's album if you're doing something that you want to say love about you. Flowers, of course, are year-round. And don't think, oh, but they're black flowers. Hang on, I'm going to show you some ideas. Calendar can be used in lots of different ways. I love that there's lots of ones with journaling lines. Do all things with love. Be a great one to do a little scrapbook about your faith in church. Little banners that you can add. The grids match our grid cards, and they all have a washed watercolor look. It's all in the details. It doesn't have to be wedding, guys. Lots and lots of possibilities. He said, yes, I'm using this in the context of how my daughter-in-law's fiance proposed to her, but he said, what does your husband say? What does your son say? Cute little things there, guys. Lots and lots of possibilities. And I know I'm going kind of fast, but there's 100 cards to look at. Pretty flowers, she said. What'd your little daughter say? What'd your friend say? What'd your mom say? That'd be a cute little card. First date. Love you more than. So just lots and lots of possibilities. I am using this one to document the year of planning my daughter's wedding, but I think that I'm also going to be using it to do a project life afterwards, just to continue the cohesiveness between the two albums. So lots of 4x3s. And some of them may appear the same, but you'll have one image going this way and then one image going that way, which is really nice. Lots of variety. A couple 4x4, they're not as common, so we don't have as many. But again, coordinate across the line. You make me happy. Add a little bit of color to that and off you go. And actually, let's keep that one out. Another banner, pretty flowers. Wash. I could see some pretty script in through here. The hearts. I love this love. And then 4x6. And again, you're able to journal inside or change the color. I'd be lost without you. Oops, and the other side is more flowers. Our story. And let's leave that one out. Tied the knot. That one needs an actual bow with a knot, and there's the heart. You can put little images in the center of those. The heart. Yeah, let's leave that one out. Dots. You're pretty much my, what does it say? You're pretty much my most favorite of all time in history of ever. That's cute. And then you've got different orientation on the flowers, the calendar, more banners that have a wash look, and we'll leave that one out. Look at that pretty dress. My sweet. I can see this, a lot of these being used in a baby boy album as well, a little baby girl album. Soft gray with pastels would be beautiful together. Oh, I guess I'll be ordering a bunch more of these to use. And then let's take a look at the accessory pack. So the accessory pack comes with sequins, and they're black, white, and silver. You can alter the white and silver with our blendabilities. They are alcohol-based markers, and so they will dry and they will permanently alter the color of those, so that's a fun option that you have. You have washi tape that is white and silver, and again, you can color on that with markers and things like that. These are our metallic inserts. They are only single-sided, and I already kind of started playing with this, but you can indeed, with your blendability markers, color on the silver part, and again, it won't wipe off, it will dry, and it will be a permanent color change for you. So you can change that color to whatever you want it to be, change the borders, color in those letters. So your blendabilities are going to be a great fun tool to have for working with Project Life as well, not just for watercoloring, greeting cards, and things. So really, really fun. I love the metallic. Then there are self-adhesive stickers. And again, you can alter these and color them. This fits the grayscale. These have metallic, and I don't have a pink one in front of me, but if I wanted to change the hearts, maybe I wanted pink shiny hearts, I would just use my pink or my red blendabilities over top of them, so you can color on them. I already started to color here on the letters. These are self-adhesive letters, and to change the color of them, I like to color on them while they are still here on the sheet. Makes it a little bit easier, and I don't have to worry about going outside the lines and getting ink on my project. And then you can just lift them up and add them. So you have multiples, lots and lots of letters and numbers. And then in that really pretty whitewashed look, you have that. And here I'd already started coloring as well too. These are some wonderful words. Amazing, gorgeous, forever, happiness. I can see this just being something really fun to give to some people that you know that are creative. They'll have lots and lots of fun altering these. And so again, you're going to want to color, and then you can just lift these up. Oops. You could also whitewash across them if you wanted to. I just used our markers. So let's take a look at how I'm using them in this album, give you a visual, and then I'll show you some more ideas for altering. This is our 6x6 album. It is stampable, and I did stamp some images on it here, and then decoupaged some designer papers, and then glued some sequins on and added some ribbon. Kristen will be using mixed metals in her wedding, and so I just added metallic looking ribbon to tie it together. Here's the opening page that we did using the You and Me and a couple of the adhesive stickers. He said, and I do, I'm going to let Nate and Kristen do the journaling on this, his side of the story and her side of the story. Cheers. This highlights one of the ways that you can alter, and one of the things that I love about pocket cards. Because the inserts are in pockets, I can happily use my glitter, and I don't have to worry about getting glitter on my photos because it's contained within the pocket. And what I did was I used a two-way glue pen. I put it on the spots where I wanted there to be glitter, dipped that into the glitter, and then I just flicked the extra off. I like to give it a good rub to make sure it's embedded, and now I have glitter on it to make it shimmer and sparkle. So that's one way that you have to alter. Here, I simply glued rhinestones onto the flowers, or sequins, excuse me, that I provided. I left them in silver because it fits her beautiful ring, so I left them silver. This is one of the large 4x6 cards. I am dedicating a whole page to them setting the date because there was a little bit of story and drama to that, so that was kind of fun and some challenges that they faced. But again, just using the letters that were provided, not a whole lot of altering, little silver to mark the date. And we'll do some photos on the back. Again, you can see how easy it is to create a banner just with the stickers that are included in that set. Here it's hard, it would be really, really hard to see, but the happiness is on white on one of our journaling cards, and I like the white on white. I love when you can get real creative with your cards, but for me, the focal point is always the photos, and I like the eye to be drawn to the photos, not the really cute journaling cards. I'm trying to use the journaling cards to tell the story, so that's great. Here's another one where we use just washi tape and the little sequins. And another journaling card popped in there, and we'll start to work. This is one that we altered here, and we'll use that as a way to segue into coloring them. You can take, and this is just real easy, alter any of them. You can add as much color or as little color as you want. It's totally up to you. You can get real artsy and do some blending. So just by adding color, just like that with your markers, you can change the look of it. Something else that you can do is you can take your markers, and I love Stampin' Up Stampin' Right markers. You can get a whole case, and you have them to use with the bullet point that you see here, and in a minute you'll see me use the brush tip, and you'll see why you'll want the whole case of them. So you can just add stitch marks. That's another way. I can just add my lines in between. I can take and now add color by outlining. I could even choose to fill in the whole heart if I wanted to, so just using your markers to add color in that way. Another way here, I can choose to add color just by coloring the stripes on this. So now I've got a really cool one that's going to be great for some Halloween pages. Black and orange, of course, very traditional Halloween colors. A lot of schools use black as one of the two colors. So you'll be able to do a lot of customizing of these cards to be perfect for school events. So of course you can just color. The other thing then too that you can do is you can come in here and you can write in color. And journaling in color is another way to add to your cards. Just simply taking your journals and going over top and doodling, but using the lines to guide you. So now I have two colors on it. This one would be really fun to go back over with glitter as well. Taking your markers here will color in. But you guys are starting to get the idea. But again, I can color in my heart, so I'm not going to color it in the whole way. I'll concentrate in a few seconds so that I don't go outside the lines, but you can color in. And then let's use this one as an example. Another thing that you can do is you can stamp on them. And this happens to be one of my favorite stamp sets to have on hand for Project Life. It's called Tape It, and it looks like washi tape. And two different ways. We'll do that one with an ink pad, but remember I mentioned the benefit of these markers. One tip that I used is the fine point, and that was the point that I used for doing the squiggles and for my stitch marks and things, but it also has a brush tip. And so by owning these Stampin' Right markers, it's like owning a lot of ink pads, but in a very small space, which is wonderful. And again, they're sold in a set of 48, and they coordinate across Stampin' Up's line. Just breathe on it a second, just to keep it moist and wet. And so another option that you have is for stamping right on your cards and your projects just like that. So that's another option for you. A couple other options for you. So I've got this sponge in my hand. I can add color by sponging the edges, just like this. So I can just go around the edge. If you don't have a sponge handy, you can always take your ink pad, and I don't want to do that one. Let's do this side. And you can just brush your ink pad along. It gives you a little bit darker look to it by brushing your ink pad along just like that. So that's an option right there. You can also line it by taking the marker and going around the edge of it, and that makes it look like it's layered, and it just adds that line of color around it. So that's another option for you. Let me grab one other card here for just a second. Let's grab this one here for a second. Another option that you have is to completely color the entire card, and let's set that aside. This is something called a brayer. It's just basically a round rubber stamp, and we're just going to roll it across our ink pad, and now we'll roll it across our card, and it's just going to start to color the card. How dark and how light it is depends on how many times you go over it, blending the lines together, and if you twist it just a little bit as you go across, you'll start to blend it all together. I should have had a finished one to show you so I don't hold you up all day. But you're just going to keep doing that. And of course, the other thing that makes a difference on how light or how dark it is what color ink you start with. But here now it has like a little bit of a jungle feel to it. And I can see using this on a fun layout for the zoo. And boy, do I have a lot of zoo pictures that I need to do. So that's definitely an option for you, is to use a brayer. If you don't want to use a brayer, another option, let me just find one more, is to take, I just want to kind of check, let's just use this generic journaling card, is to take your ink pad and simply just drag it across. And so you can just simply take it and you can just drag it across. And now you've completely altered and changed the color of that. And of course you can also just do just certain sides if you want it to look a little distressed in sides, you can definitely do that. You can pick it up and you can just take your ink pad and just kind of pounce it in places. So using your ink pad direct to it. So those are just a few of the ideas that I can give you in this short period of time for altering your different cards. So hopefully you'll take a look at the Love Story journaling cards for Project Life by Stampin' Up. You can shop online. Everything that I've used here today is from Stampin' Up and available through me in my online store. You're always free to ask questions or to contact me. Visit me at remarkablycreated.com or follow me on my Facebook page. I really look forward to sharing more Project Life ideas with you and helping you get your photos out of boxes, off of cameras, into pages so that you guys can be sharing them and enjoying them more. Thanks for watching. Take care.